Oh, all right. I really hope that this is the last video I have to make on nonsensical drama related to people wanting to ban me, forums, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. It's really great to have a lot of you coming out of the woodworks to try and defend. Actually, people who haven't been there for 4 years after seeing this decided, you know what? It's time to speak up. I also want to give a shout out to so basically this individual over here. I found this very very interesting. I explained to him that, hey dude, we are actually doing exactly what you said. So he said, so if you would protect a Victoria or a villager with your ship, it would be something different to me than if you protect nothing at all. Because in the first case, you would be favored to win after like 10 hours. In the second case, you can only win if an opponent leaves because they have to do something else. And that's actually exactly what happens in Anam is we have relics inside of the transport ship. But if that's not good enough for you because they have to leave and then you put it in the monastery, the Budapest Nam actually has exactly that going on. There's a Victoria that is being protected, and if the game does go 10 hours, you have the advantage because you still have access to cheap wood, you still have access to cheap stone. It's getting generated continuously. So there's a definite win condition. I think one of the main issues that people have is that there's no quote unquote, hey, my avatar's not doing, I'm doing air quotes over here, avatar. Come on, man. Get yours together. Anyway, it was interesting to me. So we explained that to him. And then he also said something pretty shocking. And I'll add the comments in the bottom. But this kind of is the one thing that really, really irks me is you say I'm not nice in chat and but overall, do extreme strategies which we would have seen otherwise, and it is value in my eyes or in my IMO. I don't even know what that means. It's like AoE2 science. Yeah, exactly. That's what I love about it. It's creative, critical thinking to the extreme, and you should not be banned, in my opinion. Oh, it's in my opinion. Be nice in chat and don't smurf too hard, please. So to me, it's kind of like, where is this coming from? It's just like twisting a. Uh, the problem is that it's not actually based on anything. So I ask him where it is based off of, and he says, oh, you do these 8 pop scout videos, and you say I have 7 vills. Kind of like twisting the blade in your opponent and mocking them for resigning early. But that's the whole point of 8 pop scouts. It's trying to get the opponent to flip the table. And then most people, when that strategy happens to them, they laugh. And the message that people take away from that strategy, or at least I hope people take away from that strategy, is not to give up too early. That even if things look dire, even if there's a whole bunch of scouts in your base, you shouldn't give up. It's not like a ha ha curve stomped you, you freaking noob. I have 7 villagers, you freaking L F blah blah blah. And the cool thing about A-pop scouts, in my opinion, is that it works at a whole variety of elos. I've seen this work. People have sent me in recordings of this working at 1,000 elo, but it also works at 1,500 elo. It's kind of elo independent, and some people who are 1,000 elo do better than 1,500 elo because they're willing to persist and keep moving forward no matter how bad the situation may look at first glance. The information about smurfing comes from the first post of this thread. So the whole thing is people are just reading things and then they are assuming them to be true without it actually being founded in logic. And that really, really irks me. Why am I bringing up this forum? Why am I even talking about what irks me? Yada yada yada. I guess it has been weighing on me in some way, shape, or form. I think the real thing that weighs on me is that people don't like to think critically and creatively about problems. Morley left a really really nice post, and I really appreciate Morley for this. I'm not gonna read every single message, but this is so interesting to me is that people are coming out of nowhere and they're actually stepping up to the plate and saying, what's going on over here. There's another individual who said some really nice things, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. It all doesn't matter. Let me see here. This is the first time this individual has said anything. Putting opponent in an unwinning situation. For winning, the opponent could have won a little extra patience and trade. Yeah, you can beat those strategies. It is possible. Would it take you a couple of hours to beat that? Yeah, it would, but it is not unbeatable. It's all within the confines of the game, and points out that the game developers can simply change something if they want to. Anyway, yada yada yada. Did you open a support ticket? And remember, witch hunting is forbidden. Wow. I thought that was pretty big and pretty kind to just close this forum altogether. And if you have a ticket, look, dude, it's okay. If the devs reach out to me and they say, hey, you shouldn't be doing the Cannon Galleon Rush. I mentioned this in my previous message. I just won't do that anymore. I just won't. It's just that simple. Or, I think this is actually bringing potentially good solutions to the game. I think somebody suggested in this forum that what we should do is if all landmarkers are destroyed, then the game is considered to be lost, which AoE 3 or AoE 4 actually does. I still can't believe that there's a freaking meme about me. This blows my mind. The funniest thing is, I actually know this individual. I did some digging. I don't want to make a whole nother video about this, but we were actually friendly with one another. He has his own YouTube channel, I believe, or he used to have his own YouTube channel. It never really took off, and by all means, please go check him out, see if you like his content. And we were going to do a collab for a while, but sadly our time zones never matched up. I kept at it. This was maybe a year or two ago, and now I guess he's doing this, so maybe I don't know, he's going to comment on the video, be like, I don't hate you because I hate you, but it kind of feels like that sometimes with individuals. Like, at the end of the day, guys, this is a game. And we're grown as adults. We are. And we're getting so wound up about somebody putting cannon galleons in water on Oasis. A unit that is completely legal. It's amazing how many comments there are too, and how many replies, and yada yada yada. Anyway, I wanted to say something about this, and I think Morley summed it up in his comment really, really nicely. He says, he's genuinely a nice person to speak to, never says a nasty word about anyone, despite the vile things thrown at him here. Not just here, mind you. People throw vile things at me on YouTube. People throw vile things at me on Reddit. I don't even go to Reddit anymore because there's so much toxic nonsense. The reason I guess that this stuff and why I'm making this video, and I had this whole thing with Beeves yesterday. We tried to do an interview. I'm not even going to upload that because it's not worth it. It doesn't matter. The reason that this stuff bugs me is because I feel like we, as a community, are better than this. To alienate... Oh, I should probably have moved my duder, right? Sorry, I was reading it, but you can't actually see what I wrote. How about I put him over here? Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, here's the message. Yada yada yada. Morley wrote this very, very nice. He has a whole really nice message, which I really do appreciate people coming to my defense and my support. I'm totally able to handle all of this, and I'm gonna keep walking. I'm gonna keep memeing, but it weighs on me because I feel like we are better than alienating people who play things differently, or do things differently, or take things to the limit. I think you nailed it. See YouTube people also give negative comments. I don't often take offense. I want everybody to have the freedom to be able to word their opinion as long as they're not targeting specific groups or specific people. Other than myself, if you want to come at me, I'm the poop king after all, and we can have a progressive discussion. Maybe cannon galleons should be banned. I think it's silly personally because it is a water map and you can make boats on water maps. But if it's an unfair circumstance that we're creating when all the buildings are destroyed, that could be a win. We could reintroduce wonders if we don't want games that long. We could make relic victories a thing, which would be a problem still because there are relics inside of the transport ships. But the point is, we should use logic and reason. And that's also why I started this whole thing off with the individual who wasn't fully aware. And I think that's important. So I want to comment on this as well, but the whole post has been deleted. Oh man, I wrote some additional stuff over here, didn't I? Oh, and it's gone. Oh no, it's here. I'm the poop king, and I'm human. Like I know I don't show my face, but I feel like as human beings we should treat each other with kindness, respect, and the benefit of the doubt. If you're making allegations such as me being toxic, griefing, smurfing, and all of that, that's fine. But maybe back it up with some evidence or some specific situations, and then we can talk about it and discuss it in a productive manner. We had the instance with the APOP scouts over here that he used, and then there was some explanations given about it being toxic or not toxic, and that's okay. Maybe I have too much chatter and too much banter in my gameplay, but I have seen some people say way worse things. I have had people the worst one that somebody has ever said to me is, I hope you have children so that I can murder them. Not kidding. That was actually said into a game to me after I TC dropped on Hideout. I did the spaghetti drop where I dropped on their gate, then was able to beat through the gate and drop on their TC, eventually beating them in the long run. It was a to Z challenge long time ago that I did where I TC dropped with every single civilization, not because it was particularly good, because I wanted to see what my elo would be after TC dropping with every civ. Hooey. My main takeaway from this whole video, and I'm happy the witch hunt is over, and I'm happy I can put this non-drama to rest. My only request is that we use actual facts, not just hearsay. Find the actual information. There's tons and tons of my videos, thousands actually. I'm sure that if you look back, you can find many instances of me being not the most sportsman-like individual. We can reflect on that. I can try and better myself. I've already stopped saying GG easy. It's too much. It's too much for some of you, and I respect that. Maybe sometimes I'll still break into bad old habits of having friendly banter, but I will never put down an individual, their beliefs, their ethnic background, their culture, and so on. I think every single human being deserves to be celebrated, and sometimes it creates for some fun moments if we just embrace each other's humanity. So on that note, you're all better than that. Regardless, keep memeing, keep dreaming, keep clowning, but most of all, keep walking. Much love from the Meme King. Poop Lord out.